Hey guys, it's me, Faye here at Faye Dusk, and you probably can still see the 30th balloon in the back. It's a few weeks old nearly, and it's still going strong, so yay on that one. But anywho, I'm back with another video, and in this video I am going to be doing, since I am 30 now, I thought I would do a video, just a fun little video of 30 facts about me. I always enjoyed these sort of little facts about me videos, and if you've been watching me for a while you probably know most of these, but again, if you're new, hopefully you find them interesting. And yeah, so let's get into it. I have them all written down, written them all out on my phone, so if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my phone. So yeah, let's get into it. So number one, I am part Native American. This is on my dad's side, part Cherokee Indian. I think it was my dad's grandmother is part Indian, Native American. So yeah, I think, and that explains so much why I've always been drawn to paganism and spirituality, and I love anything to do with Native American spirituality. So yeah, so I always think that's super cool. Number two, and I also love dream catchers. If you know, I've just I don't know what it is, I just absolutely love them. Number two, I was super anxious about turning 30. I think in my head, I don't know if you're the same, if you're either approaching that age or have turned 30 not that long ago, but I feel that, I don't know, I feel that like when you're in school, when you're sort of like 15, 16, and you're sort of thinking about the future and you're sort of thinking about your life, and you sort of think about 30 because it's sort of what you imagine to be a proper adult. And I always just sort of thought in my head that I would be married, that I would have a couple of kids, that I would have my own house, like a mortgage, and I would be in my dream job and all this sort of thing. And just sort of this last sort of couple of years, especially this last year, me being 29, sort of coming up to 30, being really anxious and depressed, thinking I really don't want to be 30. I know it's only just a number, but it's just sort of what it symbolized to me being 30, and I just felt like a complete and utter failure. And yeah, so for the long time, the whole time really, right up until I turned 30, I was being really anxious about it. But yeah, I survived. I'm 30, here I am, and I've just got to, you know, just keep swimming, just keep going. Number three, I love butterflies. I think everybody who watches this channel, everyone who knows me in general, knows that I am obsessed, like super obsessed with butterflies. Like I always have loved butterflies ever since I was tiny. Me and my mom, we speak about it all the time, and we think we can pinpoint it back to is when I was in kindergarten, in school. So in America, when I was in kindergarten, this was when we were living in Colorado, at school, I remember we got butterflies, well, we got caterpillars, and we had a big tank in the classroom, and we raised them, looked after them, and obviously they went in their chrysalis, in their cocoon, and then when they emerged as butterflies, we actually went on a little field trip to a nearby local wood, and we released them into the wild. And I just think, I don't know, I just think, and my mom thinks as well, that that's where my love of butterflies has stemmed from, because ever since I was really small, I've always loved butterflies. I don't know, I'm just drawn to them. Like, so many of my clothes I have butterflies on, stationery that I have, books, tattoos, two tattoos of butterflies, and I don't know, anything with butterflies I'm just instantly drawn to. So yeah. Number four, I'm an eclectic fairy Wiccan. Assume you'd know if you're watching my channel, as this is like a witchy channel, but again, as much as I love butterflies as well, I absolutely love fairies. I've always been really drawn into fairies. So probably the last 10 years or so, maybe about 12 years of my practice, in the last 12 years, I started on my Wiccan journey when I was 12, but when I turned 18, so sort of like 12 years ago from now, is when I really started. I sort of discovered that there actually was like a fairy path within Wicca, and so I started looking into that, and since then I've been an eclectic fairy Wiccan. I just love everything. I just love the fairy path, and I love Wicca, and like I've said in previous videos, like my spirituality is such a key important thing in my life. I really couldn't and wouldn't be without it. Number 5, I've had 3 operations in my life. I've had 2 on my left ankle. When I was living in America still, I was about 10, just before we were moving back to England. My dad retired from the army. I was playing at my cousin's house in Atlanta, and we made an obstacle course like downstairs in like the den that they had, and I remember jumping off the chair and there was this big massive huge plastic crayon on the floor, and I slipped and rolled on it and I badly fractured my ankle in 2 places, so I had to have an operation on it and had pins in my ankle for about a month or so. I think I was on crutches, and then I had another operation to remove the pins. And then when I was 11, on my right hip, I had something, I think it was called hip dysplasia. It can be common in children before you turn, before you're fully grown. Of your joints, they aren't fused obviously, so your bones can keep growing and things can keep sort of adjusting, and so things can pop out of place, and that happened with my hip. So I had to have an operation and have 2 big screws put in my hip to secure it into place. And they actually never removed them, so I do actually still have them in my hip to this day. Number 6, I love anything that's glitters and sparkles. I really love glittery things and sparkly things and pretty things. I'm very girly in that aspect, very girly. Number 7, I love to read. I've always loved to read. My mom's always called me a bookworm. I've always loved books. In my room now, I'm surrounded by books and I love it. I probably have about 200 books, and that's novels and witchy books and everything in between. I just love reading. Number 8, my favourite genre to read is young adult paranormal romance. So, you know, sort of like the you know, sort of like Mortal Instruments type thing, Twilight-ish. I'm not really into Twilight, but True Blood, all that sort of thing. Like, I just love young adult, really, romance and paranormal and fantasy and all that. Just love it. Awesome. Number 9, I am half American, which I'm sure you guys have gathered by now, and I sort of have a slight accent, nothing major, just this little real slight twang on certain words you can't really tell. But I lived in America for the first about 10-ish years of my life when I was a child, and then when my dad retired from the army we moved back to England. Number 10, I have lived in 3 states. I've travelled to a lot of different states, but I've only actually ever lived in 3 states. I've lived in Texas, and that was where my sister was born when I was really small, and then when I was a little bit older we moved to Colorado, and then the last state we lived in was Washington State. Number 11, I sometimes think I might have a slight social media addiction. I don't know, like I always find myself just randomly scrolling like through Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and sometimes it's not healthy, but at the same time I try and fill my feed, so I try and follow and friends with so many spiritually uplifting and positive people that I just like always feel so uplifted and inspired when I'm looking at my feeds, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome, like I want to do this, like I just, you know, I just love it. Number 12, my favourite colours are pastel colours, so like you know, your sort of like baby pinks and your mint greens and your sky blues and your sort of sunshiny yellows. I just love like your lilacs, and I just love pastel colours. Number 13, cake and ice cream are my weakness. That is so true. I love cake and ice cream, like they're my favourite food. Especially ice cream is the #1 favourite food. If anyone said to me what is your favourite food, or if you had to have like, I don't know, every day your only meal for a year would be ice cream, I just love ice cream, and cake's a very close second. Number 14, random phobia. I hate the sound of cutlery scraping together. Always have done ever since I was little. Like knives and forks, I really hate it. And like some plates are really scrape, like when you're cutting stuff and you can just hear it, but I don't like it. It just sets me on edge. I hate it. And number 15, I have a legitimate fear of crumpets. Sounds really weird, and I've said it to people before and they've been like, how can you be scared of crumpets? Like that is just so strange. But literally the last, I say probably only recently, I've actually looked into it, and apparently a fear of crumpets is called trypophobia, and it's, I don't like the holes in crumpets. I'm funny with holes and things, like big pieces of like honey, like when you see like the hives, like the honeycomb. I don't like holes. Oh, and crumpets. I've never tried a crumpet. I've never had a crumpet. I can't hold crumpet. Oh, just even think about it, it makes my skin crawl. I just don't like the whole. Apparently it's called trypophobia. I don't like clusters of holes together, and just oh no, it's horrible. Number 16, my favorite season is fall. I'm all about the fall. I love everything about fall. I mean, obviously fall has Samhain, and I love Samhain, and that's my favorite holiday. And it has October, my favorite month, and my birthday's at the end of fall, and I don't know, it's just something magical about the season. I just absolutely love everything to do with fall. Love pumpkins and the smell and the seasonal foods, and it's starting to get towards the holiday season, so everyone's getting excited and festive, and I just love everything about it. And number 17, I love pumpkins. I really just, when I think of Samhain, when I think of Halloween, it's pumpkins. I just love carving pumpkins. I'm one of those, like, as soon as it comes to September 1st, when all the pumpkin scented things and all pumpkin flavored things come out, I'm just like, oh my god, yes. I just love anything to do with pumpkins. Number 18, my favorite month of the year is October. People would think, because most people like their favorite month of the year is their birthday month, and mine's December, my birthday month, and that's really, I obviously like December because it's Christmas as well, but that's really not my favorite month. I just love October. There's just something so magical about October. I don't know, it's just because the wheel's turning, and I just love it, and the air's getting crisp, and all the leaves are falling. It's just so beautiful, and there's Samhain, and there's pumpkins, and there's hay rides, and everything smells of cinnamon and nutmeg, and I just love October. Number 19, I'm a makeup artist. So if you didn't know, I do makeup. I do wedding makeups on the side. Like, I did go to college and do a course and stuff, and I do really like makeup. I do enjoy being a makeup artist. I just haven't really pursued it full time, which is something I may look into in the future. I'm actually, at this current moment in time, I'm not too sure whether I will or I won't. Number 20, I suffer with social anxiety. I've had really a bad anxiety my whole life, like ever since I was a child. So only really in recent years I've actually managed to put a label on what my anxiety was, like what type of anxiety I have, and I do really struggle in social situations, and I just find it really hard. Number 21, I am addicted to planners and stationery. I do have a big love for planners and notebooks and pretty pens, and I always have done. It was always my favorite part of going back to school, was going and choosing a new pencil case and some pens. But yeah, no, I have loads of planners, I have loads of pretty notebooks. I just love writing stuff down, and I just love it. Number 22, I love naps. I love to take naps. My favorite time to take naps is a day when it's really horrible outside, it's raining and it's cold, and you know you don't have to go out, you know you don't have to go anywhere. There's nothing more relaxing than it sort of being like early to mid-afternoon, and you're just getting into bed and just listening to the sound of the rain falling, knowing that you're nice and cozy in your bed and you don't have to go anywhere. And yeah, I love it. Number 23, Family Guy is one of my favorite shows. I don't know why, I've just always loved Family Guy. I just love it. I just find it so funny, and I find it so, I don't know, it's so like crude and inappropriate, but it is just so funny. And I love the fact that it feels like it takes me to my happy place. Like, I feel like when I'm stressed out and stuff like that, I feel like it's a good escapism. Like, I could just sort of, I like to lie in bed and just sort of put it on and just watch it and have a laugh and just fall asleep, and it's just like easy watching. Number 24, I have my whole wedding planned out in my head. This is true. I'm sure I'm like a lot of girls that like dream about the day when they're gonna get married, and when they were a child, and they're like, I don't know, dream about their wedding day and stuff. And I know I want to have a pretty fall wedding and just have it outside in the bar, and have a barn, and have it like the wedding reception and everything there, and just, yeah, I'm a typical girl like that. I really totally am. Number 25, I am a hopeless romantic. I do. I always have been really into romance, and I love the thought of a knight in shining armor coming along and rescuing you, and I love romantic comedies, and just, yeah, I just love the idea of true love and being someone out there for everyone. Number 26, I have 2 pets, a dog and a cat, and they get on really well, and I love my dog and my cat. And that's it. Number 27, Salem and New Orleans are on my bucket list. They're so on my bucket list. They've been on my bucket list forever. I really need to make it happen. I'd love to go to Salem over Samhain. I would just love to do it. I just think it would just be amazing, like all the history there and all the just, I don't know, just and the views, and just be breathtaking. And I'd love to go to New Orleans as well. Absolutely love to go. I think that would be really awesome to go over Samhain as well. I love to go to Hex Fest, which is like a witchy festival. I think it's usually the first weekend in August. I would love to do that, and just there's just so much history there. I'd love to go to the French Quarter, and there's so many amazing like occult stores and stuff, and oh yeah, I'd love to do both of those. Number 28, I am a Unique presenter. Those of you who don't know what Unique is a cosmetics company, a relatively new cosmetics company. It's been around 5 years now. It's an American company, and I like the makeup, and I just sort of do it really for a hobby in my spare time. I really enjoy the makeup, and I enjoy selling it, and it's just fun really. But my link is in the description bar anyway, if you do want to check out what the makeup's about, and if you want to order anything, then feel free. Number 29, I have 5 tattoos. I had 3, and then I went to America and I got 2 more. So I have my newest one, the newest 2 are a dream catcher on my right foot, and I have another half butterfly, half flower on my left forearm. Underneath that, and my very first tattoo I got was a chain of 3 butterflies that go around my wrist. On my other arm, the second tattoo I ever got was a big pink fairy, and then underneath that is a little sister's tattoo. And the last one, number 30, is that I love romantic comedies. I'm just, that's my favorite movie genre. Like, I just love everything romantic comedies. I just, people find them really cheesy and stuff, but I don't. I just feel like they just, I don't know, they take you to your happy place. They make you feel good. Like, I just love everything about romantic comedies, you know? I just, you know. But yeah, so that is 30 random facts about me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Blessed be.